Hi everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome back to my Euro Truck Simulator 2 save. So today marks the first episode where we're going to head into that kind of Black Sea area. So we're going to be travelling across the border from Hungary into Romania. I found a little job, it's not a very long one, but it's a good little start to get us into that region. It's a region I know reasonably well, so we'll have some little stories to tell along the way, I'm sure. But yeah, let's go and find the job and get going. Okay, so this is the job we're taking today. We're going to take a truckload of barley from Debrecen. We're going to come down, cross over the Hungarian border here, head down past Cluj-Napoca into Târgu-Mureș. So, yeah, just heading into Transylvania here. So that's pretty cool. Look out for vampires. Let's go and get it hooked up, get underway, and we'll see how we get on. So, we're all hooked up now with a trailer load of barley on the back. It's not a very spectacular looking load, it has to be said. It feels quite heavy. The acceleration is not as great as it has been with some other loads I've taken. Now this drive says it's going to be about 7 hours and 16 minutes currently. We've got just over 8 hours until we need to sleep, so all things being equal, we ought to be able to make this all in one go. Well, there's a plane coming into land there at Debrecen Airport. That's pretty cool. Probably a Wizz Air flight from Luton or something. Yeah, so I'm hoping we're going to be able to do this all in one go without stopping. Unfortunately, it means it's going to be a nighttime drive, but these things can't be helped. Has to happen sometimes. Yeah, so I'm not sure how much of the countryside or anything we're going to see on the way, but who knows? We'll see. But yeah, let's get out on the highway and start making some progress towards the border. Okay, so we're about an hour into the drive now. It's like some big industrial plant over there on the right-hand side. Not sure what that is. We're quite a distance outside of Debrecen now. I'm sure we can't be that far away from the Hungarian-Romanian border here now. I don't think we're going to hit any motorway. The roads aren't the best in this part of the world, it has to be said. So I'm expecting it to be like this quite a lot of the way. We might see some little patches of dual carriageway, perhaps. I don't think we're going to see any sort of proper motorways. But we'll see, I might be wrong. I'm just going on the experience of my driving around this part of the world. So once we get into Romania, the part of Romania we're going to be heading into is still pretty much ethnically Hungarian in large parts. Much of sort of Transylvania is. So yeah, it was after the First World War, the Treaty of Trianon. Hungary lost quite a lot of its territory. They've not been particularly good at holding on to territory over the years, it has to be said, in Hungary. So large parts of what is now Slovakia, parts of Ukraine, Romania, Croatia, Serbia, a lot of those places were actually originally Hungarian territory. And of course, even though the land borders changed, the makeup of the population remained the same. And although there's been some integration or whatever, some of those places are sort of largely ethnically Hungarian still. And this part of Romania we're heading into is one of those kind of places. So the reason I sort of bring that up particularly is because my missus is from there. She is Hungarian, so, well, ethnically Hungarian. She has a Hungarian passport, but was brought up and raised in northern Romania. So, where they have, you know, all of the... well, Romanian is the first language officially, but Hungarian is on all of the, like, documentation and whatever in the region. And, yeah, she went to a Hungarian language school, for example, even though they're in Romania, so... yeah, it's a kind of interesting part of the world, certainly from that perspective. Oh, we're speeding a little bit here, have to be careful. So, yeah, so this route is going to take us fairly close to our hometown. And, obviously we're not going to see it because it's night time and it's dark. I expect we'll pass it again before too long. And then we're going to head past Cluj-Napoca, which is kind of the local airport. which we fly into if we go over there. And I'm wondering whether there's any other sort of local features around there are going to pop up in the game. There's a really famous salt mine just outside Cluj in a place called Turda. I don't know whether we'll drive past that. It is kind of on the main road around Cluj, so maybe it will be there. We'll see. I wonder if this is the border coming up here. It looks like it to me.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Yeah, here we go. So we're coming up to a border. I wonder if we actually have to show any passports or anything at this one. Because it looks a little bit more full on than a normal border that we crossed before. So let's see how this works out. This little truck with his cars on has gone through. Ah, so it looks like we are stopping by this little hut. They're just going to let us through. Oh, we've been weighed. 32 tons. You may proceed. Okay. Where are we proceeding to exactly? That's the question. Are we going around this roundabout or just up this way? Looks like we're going up this way. Let's follow the red lights ahead of us there. That looks like the border crossing post there. That's the first time we've come across a way station at the border. That's kind of interesting. I've had some fun and games with the Hungarian-Romanian border in the past. This was a long time ago. In the early 90s I went over. They're checking my documents now as well. Okay, everything's in order. Good. Yeah, I went over with a charity thing when I was a teenager. Taking a load of stuff over to Romanian orphanages. And it wasn't quite like the EU as it is now, where you just cross borders and there's no problem at all. There were still proper border points everywhere. And of course, I don't know. I don't even think Hungary and Romania would have been in the EU at that point, of course, because it was only just after the Berlin Wall had come down. And yeah, we got stopped at the Hungary-Romania border and basically had to bribe our way through. We had a load of stuff in the back of this truck, and yeah, the Romanian border guards took a crate of Coke. They took a box of chili-flavoured McCoy crisps, a box of Mars bars, all this stuff that we had kind of earmarked for the kids in the orphanages. But we were kind of told, you want to be handing that over, otherwise you're going in a big queue of lorries over there and it's going to take you about a day to get through. So so we gladly handed a few bits and bobs over, and on we went on our merry way. I don't think it was this border point. I think it was a little bit further south of here, close to Oradea. But yeah, it was a bit of fun and games. It's not like that now, of course. It's just an open border generally for cars anyway. So anyway, that's us done through that border. So we're going to keep on trucking down towards Cluj-Napoca. Looks like we've got to take a left turn at some point here. So yeah, we'll keep going and check in
and then turn left
as soon as something interesting happens. Well, this is something we're going to have to get used to, driving through Romania. They don't really have ring roads around a lot of the sort of little towns and villages. You just drive through them on the route. So yeah, you'll see this quite a lot. They tend to be fairly linear settlements, sort of just mostly along one drag. You might get a few little roads off of them, but it just seems to work that they tend to go mostly just in a straight line, straight through. And you'll find a little church, a few little shops, a bar or two, and just a bunch of houses. So yeah, it's going to slow the journey down a bit, that's for sure. It's not like trucking along the motorway, but yeah, there we are. Let's get used to it. So it looks like we just shot around the outskirts of Cluj. Didn't get to see anything of the city itself on this trip, unfortunately. It's actually the one place I've ever been to watch a football match in Romania. I went to see Cluj-Napoca play against Dinamo Bucuresti 2 or 3 years ago. It was a pretty good game, pretty lively atmosphere, let's put it that way. Yeah, certainly a place I wouldn't mind going back to watch football again. One thing that's kind of interesting, this is the first time I've seen a 100 km/h speed limit in the game. I can't drive that fast. I'm limited to 90 unless we go downhill and gravity kicks in and pulls me along. But yeah, on the Romanian highway here, apparently I can drive 100. So I'm sure there's probably a mod in the game that allows you to take off the speed limiter. I don't really want to go down that road because I'm bad enough picking up speeding tickets as it is. But yeah, it's good to know I can just put my foot down here in Romania with no bother at all. You watch now, we'll head into a little village and it'll go at 50 kilometers an hour like that. And I'll, I'll pick up a speeding fine. But yeah, for now we'll just keep trucking on. It looks like the sun is just starting to come up just as we get towards the end of the journey. Yeah, a little bit of forest and stuff around. Nothing too exciting by the looks of it. I didn't see the Tour de Gorge or anything like that, or the salt mines. So I'll look out for them next time round. Anyway, like I say, about an hour to go. So once we get close, we'll come back again. What did I tell you? I'm trucking along at 100. Well, I was trucking along at 90 in the 100 zone. And all of a sudden, it switched to 80 and I picked up a speeding fine. Bloody typical. There we are. Okay, so this is the city of Târgu Mureș, discovered. It's a place I've only ever driven around. I've never actually been into it. I drove from sort of Cluj-Napoca direction to a city called Sighișoara, which I don't think is in the game actually. It's kind of got like a nice old medieval kind of town centre. Quite a famous semi-touristy place. So yeah, so I haven't actually been to Târgu Mureș. They do have an airport here, I think, a small one. Haven't seen any planes yet. I was kind of hoping they might have a truck dealership or something here, but I can't see one. As you can see, we've got 215,000 euros in the bank. We'll pick up another 10 or so for this job. Oh, look out, what's that? That doesn't sound good. Is that more trams or something? Oh, Jesus. We could do without that. Where's that then? I did notice driving through the Romanian countryside, it does have kind of like where railway lines cross the road and you just get these barriers that go down, so that's probably one of them just running through the town.
Turn right.
That's something else I've got to look out for. We don't want to be sideswiped by one of them like always that Italian tram. Anyway, it looks like we've arrived to our destination. As I was saying, yeah, we've got like, we're going to have about 225,000 in the bank. And that means it's time to go and buy another truck, of course. So, we have a slot remaining in both of our garages. Obviously, I'm going to try and fill up the Milan one first. So yeah, so that's going to be what I'm going to be trying to take care of next. But I wanted to try and find... see if they had a garage here in the town, so I don't have to travel anywhere to do it. So let's have a little look at the parking jobs here. I mean, is that just driving in there? That might not be so bad. Let's have a go at that, shall we? You watch, it'll be in between two blooming lorries parked sort of perpendicular to where I need to go now. I won't be able to get in there. Either that or I've got to reverse it into that little space there. Yeah, there it is, look. Yeah, couldn't just be that simple, could it? Couldn't be that simple. And let's see if it's possible to do this. For a clown like me who can't park for toffee. See what I've done here again? Just jackknifed it. I'm not moving the cargo at all. I'm just moving the cab. It's just dreadful, isn't it? Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to quit on this before he gets too tired out, I think, because we don't want to pick up a fine trying to park the blooming thing. Right, so let's take a little look at how we've done there. So we have picked up nearly 11,000 euros, a few XP, and we've made our way into Romania. So like I say, next episode we'll go and buy a new truck and we'll delve a little bit further into Romania, possibly even Bulgaria. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. A bit of a short one, I guess. Didn't get to see a lot because it was dark. But yeah, it's good to be in Romania. Anyway, if you did enjoy it, please drop a like on there for me. And if you've got any comments about today's episode or the series as a whole so far, or anywhere you'd like me to go and visit, let me know in the comments section below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, don't forget, click on that button, come and hop on the Greenobus. There's plenty of room for you all. Just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon for some more action here in Euro Truck Simulator 2. Bye for now.